This prayer is written by famous Urdu poet Gulzar. It is a prayer to Almighty to grant us strength to conquer our own mind before others. Let our mind not find differences. We could learn to forgive friends who wronged us. At the time of difficulties, give us strength to be fearless, to stay on right path of truth and righteousness. We could trust on our own self. Please grant us strength to conquer our own mind before others. हमको मन की शक्ति देना, मन विजय करे, दूसरों के जैसे पहले खुद को जय करे। हमको मन की शक्ति देना, मन विजय करे, दूसरों के जैसे पहले खुद को जय करे। हमको मन की शक्ति देना, भेदभाव अपने दिल से साफ कर सके, भेदभाव अपने दिल से साफ कर सके, दोस्तों से भूल हो तो माफ कर सके, झूठ से बचे रहे, सच का दम भरे, दूसरों की जैसे पहले खुद को जय करे। हमको मन की शक्ति देना, मुश्किलें पड़े तो हम पे इतना कर्म कर, मुश्किलें पड़े तो हम पे इतना कर्म कर, साथ दे तो धर्म का, चले तो धर्म कर, खुद पे हौसला रहे, बदी से ना डरे, दूसरों के जैसे पहले खुद को जय करे। हमको मन की शक्ति देना, मन विजय करे, दूसरों के जैसे पहले खुद को जय करे। हमको मन की शक्ति देना।
A short period of meditation after reading a prayer. Reading.
I'm reading from the book Glimpses of Holiness by Swami Shastrananda. This is his reminiscences on Swami Yatishwarananda. In 1951, revered Swami Virajanandaji Maharaj, my mantra guru and the then president of the order, passed away, as also Swami Tagishananda. On both occasions, Swami Yatishwarananda wrote a gracious letter of condolence and consolation to us. Then very soon we heard something we had not expected, that Swami Yatishwarananda had been appointed as the president of the ashrama. And when the news came officially, many of us literally jumped with joy. Though the appointment was announced in August, he could come to Bangalore and actually take charge of the ashrama only some weeks later, owing to some other preoccupations and some personal illnesses. When it was known that Swami Yatishwarananda would be coming to Bangalore as the head of the ashrama, something compelled me to write to him, which normally I wouldn't do, nor had done in the case of others. Maharaj, I have a great desire to be with you and serve you, if you allow me. Normally, holy men are thought to be detached, discouraging any request of a personal nature. But in this case, before long, a reply arrived saying, if it is Sri Guru Maharaj's will, your cherished desire will be fulfilled. One can imagine my elation on reading this. In matter of food, Swami Yatishwarananda had a very balanced approach. He wanted us to have proper food, simple and nourishing, do regular physical exercise, and be healthy and active. But he was alert to check any excesses, any tendency to indulge or become extravagant or unconventional. Both on account of my orthodox background as well as my personal inclination, I have been a vegetarian, and even when I was in the West, I was keen to pursue my way of life. However, when the question arose of adopting a non-vegetarian diet, I wrote to Swami Yatishwarananda a letter for his advice. He wrote back, you don't have to change. While I was in the West, I took only vegetarian food, though I included eggs in my diet. But you needn't even take that. Coming back, before he actually came to Bangalore, he began sending instructions regarding the conduct of ashrama affairs. During a previous visit, he had seen that the ashrama was not kept tidily, and due to ill-conceived ideas of austerity, the food prepared had been very unsatisfactory. Some tried to emulate Swami Tagishananda's austerity, though he himself had disapproved of it in no uncertain terms. He perceived more of tamas rather than sattva in such blind imitation. Fools, he commented once, there are enough things to do, but these people are thoughtless. What can I do? So Swami Yatishwarananda wrote in plain terms that he would not go along with this kind of foolish austere fare. There would be better and healthier food. After his arrival in due course, he had no hesitation in hiring a cook and directing that all should get reasonably nourishing food. The body must be kept strong and healthy, since it is the instrument of sadhana and service. In a lighter vein, he used to say, I want you to grow nice and fat. You should be fattened. Do you know why? To provide an acceptable sacrifice for the mother's cause. Yes.
Now a short time of meditation. Friends, today's talk is only strong can realize the self. Those of you who have read Upanishad, you know from Mundaka Upanishad there is one line there. Naim Atma Balahinena Labhya. This Atma, this self cannot be attained by weaklings. That is the very verse. One has to be strong to attain the Atma. Strength is a fundamental quality to attain the Atma. Now, there are other things also that have been said. In Kathopanishad there is one verse which said, if you want to realize the self, you have to refrain from your evil deeds. Na virato duscharita. Whatever evil deeds, evil actions, evil thoughts you have to refrain from that. You have to let that vanish from you. Na ashanto. If your sense organs are under control and you are dragged by your sense organs, then also you cannot realize the self. Na samahita. One who is not having the focus, control of your mind, and na shanta manaso. When your manas, your mind stuff is not able to dive deep, that also will not be able to make you realize the self. Prajnanena apnuyat. Only through that purified mind, by that you can attain the prajna, the knowledge of the self that is said. You need to have concentration of mind, deeper meditation, control of senses, and refraining from sinful or harmful activities of body and mind. That is very important. But today we want to focus on the strength, how strength is important. If we consider Sri Ramakrishna as embodiment of many things. In fact, every good quality you search, you'll find him. But the Swami Vivekananda identified him as the embodiment of love. So if Sri Ramakrishna is the embodiment of love and Holy Mother is the embodiment of purity, Swami Vivekananda, literally we can say that he is the embodiment of strength. He says, only strength I preach. And that strength I find in every page of the Upanishads. Upanishads are the mines of strength. You search and you find every word, every message is impregnated with very strong message of strength. That's what Upanishads want to preach. The Vedanta has the foundation on this strength. Weakness has no place in spiritual life. This Atman cannot be attained by the weak, says the Mundaka Upanishad. Therefore, to realize the self, we need to be strong. Strong in every way possible, physically as well as mentally. So for physical strength, as Swami, my talk today is based mainly on Swami Yatiswaranandaji's book, Meditation and Spiritual Life. There he says about the physical strength, that's the first thing. Body has to be strong. To make the body strong, not overdoing, as you said, not overindulgence. So going to make body strong doesn't mean you have to go to gym and make muscles very strong, and because it is said without you becoming strong, you cannot realize the self. So go on measure the size of your biceps and triceps and make it very strong. That will not help in realizing the self. Then you will forget the self, then body will become the self, like the Virochana and all those things. Then you will think body is the self. Now this body has to be made strong, means body building is not the way for body lesson. Body has to be strong enough to perform its actions. Body is a wonderful thing even. So Sri Krishna also says in the Gita, you have to keep body very well functioning through moderate exercise. He says, Yukta hara viharasya, yukta chestasya. You eat nourishing food, and in moderate amount you have to eat. And also you have to take the recreations, not that only eating and working and meditating will not do. Recreations are important. Working out are important. Keeping body fit is important. Doing asanas or having a walk or doing gyms are important to keep the body fit. What body fit for? Not showing the body's structure, but for realizing the self. Very high purpose, very high purpose. Body can be strong very little with little exercise, but realizing the self is the main goal of a spiritual aspirant. Then yukta chestasya karma. So then also you should work in a moderate way. You have to attempt to work. Yukta swapna vabodhasya. Don't keep awake whole night and don't sleep longer than needed. Swapna and avabodha should be yukta, moderate sleeping and moderate waking up. Yoga. Then only you can practice yoga, practice spirituality. And when you are adept in spirituality, yogo bhavati dukkha. All your sufferings, all your problems will be means it will be all gone. So physical strength is very important. Body is like a boat which will take us across this samsara, and we will realize that state of mind which is not realized through so many of our births, as Buddha said, aprapya bodhim bahukalpa durlabham. This bodhi has not been attained in many births. I want to realize that. That type of body will listen when your body is fit. Body is an instrument of great experience, great enjoyment. Itishwaranji said, make the body as a horse. As you ride a horse and you enjoy a horse ride, so make the body fit, and so that with the help of body you can enjoy beautiful creation, beautiful world, wonderful association. And if you are sick and weak, how will you enjoy that? So keeping body fit is very important for our spiritual practice. Body, if it becomes weak, then weak body, they say, is like a master. It starts, you become the slave and body needs all your care. And when body is strong, it becomes your servant. So body has to be our servant and it has to listen to us. I want to meditate 1 hour from now. You can't move. You say to the body, because it is strong, that's why it listens to you and it obeys you. But if body is weak, you say, I want to sit for 1 hour. Then body is weak, some pain starts, belly pain, this thing, that thing. Then you say, you can't sit. Then you say, I can't sit for 1 hour, I am having this pain. Then you have to get up, because body is already your master, because it's weak body. Weak body is your master and strong body is your servant. So keeping body fit with our nourishing food and exercise, that is very important for spiritual practice, for a spiritual aspirant. You will say, rishi there used to be very thin, you don't find any rishis very fat. As the restaurant said, be a little fat, it will be a nice thing to be offered to mother. But we find rishis, all pictures we find very thin and with beard and old age, like that thing. But that doesn't mean they were sick. They were not fat, they were not obese, but they were very strong in body. They used to live very hard life of spare food, but always thinking so high. Very hard life they used to live, and they were very fit in their body, and they used to take care of the body. Rishis used to take care of the body. That's why they could teach. They could hear from, as a student, they learned from their teachers. Then they practiced through Saravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. They realized the self. Then they started preaching. That was whole of their function. So they had very strong and very fit body. Now, spirituality is mainly the action of mind. The body has to be kept fit to make mind fit. So, mind is to be made strong. What is the sign of mental strength? Mental strength is, the first thing mind has to be pure mind. Pure mind is a healthy mind. When mind is impure, it is a diseased mind. Pure mind is always healthy mind. So, signs of a strong mind are perseverance. The mind can stand up and do the thing for a longer time. It says, I want to do, it will do that. That much strength of the mind in persevering, in taking the thing to its conclusion. It will not just let it go. I have thought of doing this, I will do it. So this perseverance is a great sign of the strength of the mind. What is other sign of strength of the mind? Ability to take decisions. When we flicker in taking decision, we have to be careful that we are not mentally very strong. We are not able to decide what to do and what not to do. So people are often, we do the snoozing during sleep, you see. So we put the snoozers in the morning, alarm and snoozer. After 5 minutes again the alarm will go. So we can't decide whether I want to get up at 6 o'clock or 6:25. So I put the alarm at 6 o'clock and whether should I get up or not. So put the snoozer. After 5 minutes I will try to get up. Another time snoozer. So that is the sign of not the strong mind. Because either decide to sleep, that is fine. Or decide to wake up, that is fine. So like that in every step of our life. I want to eat this or I don't want to eat it. If you want to eat this, eat up. Ice cream is good, I won't like it, I want to eat this much ice cream. Whether I should eat this much ice cream or I should not eat. Can you little reduce it, little, no, eat, what is that? Oh, you said and I eat. Like, no strength of the mind there, no decision making. Everything is fluctuating. So in that case we start fluctuating in everything we do. Should I meditate now or should I go to sleep? I'm feeling sleepy, should I sit or should I sleep? Like that everything will be fluctuating. So this is very important characteristic of the strength of mind. A strong mind will take decisions rightly. And if you decide to change your decision, that will be your decision. Not that I decided to go at 5. Someone said, have you decided? Someone was not able to decide. So he said, I want to start at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So he said, are you ready? Will you be ready at 5? Maybe I'll be ready at 5. So please decide whether you will start at 5 or 5:30. So then after a long thing he said, then after that he said, oh, I have decided. What I have decided? Oh, I may start at 5 or I may start at 5:30. That I have decided. So that is a decision. So take a decision, and if you have to change that according to circumstances, be ready to change it. But not that decision not taking. That is a sign of weakness of the mind. Another sign of the strength of mind is ability to control thoughts. It's very difficult to controlling the thoughts that are coming to us. One sign of controlling thought is not, many types of thoughts come to us. Good thoughts and bad thoughts. Good, bad thoughts are of course need to be erased, not to be taken, hold on to it, it should be ignored and let the thoughts pass through. Sometimes bad thought may cross through our mind, we need not feel guilty of that, but not hold on to that. If you feel guilty and brood on that, you are holding on to that thought and it becomes more defective, it creates problem for you. So if some thought comes to you which you think is not good, just let that thought go. Don't pay any attention to that. That's how we make ourselves mind clear from bad thoughts. Even the good thoughts, we should be able to control that. All good thoughts should not make us just possessed by the good thoughts. If we don't want to dwell on that thought and still that thought is lingering on our mind, we should have that strength to control the thoughts. That even if good, I don't want this thought, I have to go to next thought. So that is the strength needed. When our mind becomes pure and devotion to God comes more natural to us, we surrender to the will of God and we become more pure, this power to control thoughts automatically comes. This will be easier to control the thoughts. Ability to control spiritual emotions. Sometimes spiritual emotions come. We listen to a song or a little spiritual emotion and there is manifestation of that. So better those emotions are controlled. Sometimes we feel a little meditation and we feel that something, you saw a light. And spiritually you felt very good. Now you want to say to everyone, yesterday I sat for meditation and there was light, there I saw the light. Then you want to, in fact, this is the weakness of the mind that there are a lot of things will come. When Sri Ramakrishna and Hridaya were going, Hridaya suddenly saw that his body is made of light. Suddenly it is made of effulgent. And he saw that he was like an effulgent being walking. And he looks to Sri Ramakrishna, he saw Sri Ramakrishna also effulgent, the light emanating from Sri Ramakrishna's person. Then Hridaya says, Ramakrishna, you see, we are not ordinary human beings, it seems. Let us go and pray. Sri Ramakrishna said, keep quiet. I have seen so many things. A small thing you saw and now you have started crying, shouting of this. Keep quiet. So that was Sri Ramakrishna's control of all spiritual, emotional experiences. So we need to, strong mind, we have the power to control spiritual emotions and not be bragging, saying, speaking always about that. Often we tend to do that. Another quality of a strong mind is fearlessness. Weak mind, whatever is afraid of anything, you are afraid of ghosts, you are afraid of insecurity, you are afraid of earthquake, anything you are afraid of, it shows it's a weak mind. The things what has to happen will happen. If earthquake to happen this moment, this will happen, we will be buried perhaps or will rush away. But why to be afraid of that? They say, do not be afraid of fearful of the things that is uncertain. So we should not be fearful of that. So this fearlessness is very much emphasized in our Upanishads. It is said Brahman is fearlessness. The God, according to the Hinduism, Vedanta is fearlessness. Avayam vai Brahman. That's the word Brahman is described. The more we see the divine everywhere, the more we realize our true self, the more fearless we become. So fear of existential fear of old age, fear of disease, fear of death, that is very common. We have to overcome that with the knowledge of the laws of nature. When we have a body will grow, it will become old, when it is old, it will have disease, and when it is old, it will have pains or aches. This all will be there. When there is teeth in our mouth, there will be toothache, sometime it will come. So why did I need to fear about that? So that is one fear. There is another fear of the people. Sometimes we say, oh, if I go to the temple every day, there are some people say, I hear, Swamiji, I came this week, I came thrice to the temple. What will others say? I said, why thrice? You should come every day to the temple. That is what the temple is your place. You should come to pray and get the strength and purify your mind. So nothing to be afraid of. So fear of people, what will others think of me? That often we think. So that is also a sign of weakness. We have to do the right thing, whatever job that is right, and go on doing that. Sri Ramakrishna used to say, when we have fear or shame or hatred, it is difficult to realize the truth, realize the self. So, lajja, ghina, bhoy, teen thakte noy. Till these three are with you, fear, hatred and shame, it will be difficult for you to reach the goal. So, get rid of that type of fear of people, what people will think. Sometimes what happens, our little conflict with the people. Sometimes what we say something and people don't agree to us, our thoughts, and we feel bad. So, but it is not possible to satisfy everyone. Not everyone will not agree with our thoughts, what we think, our plans. There will be somewhat opposition in our thought. It is impossible to satisfy all. If some disagree with us, many will agree with us. Do what you think is right. That is the strength of mind. I have thought it and it is right and I will perform this. So like that you can work in life only when you have that type of strength of mind to pursue the work within. Our strength should manifest not through harsh words though. Because I am mentally strong and I have taken a decision and then I say, no, I will do this. You are not right, I am right. Not this harsh word. It should never be expressed through harsh words and violent actions, but through our firmness and dignity. These are the words of Swami Kripamayananda. Our strength of mind should manifest not through harsh words and violent actions, but through our firmness and dignity. Calm, firm, dignified way will show that. Not that we have to be furious and angry and shouting to do the things. Another quality of mental strength is non-injury. When we try to endure others through or dominate others through our words, it is the weakness of the mind. So this ahimsa or non-injury through words or thought is a sign of great strength. It is greatest courage coupled with greatest love. The cowards can never be non-violent. Only strong people can be non-violent. That's what Mahatma Gandhi, who practiced non-violence so much, he said. Another quality of the strength of mind seen is control of anger. Anger is bursting out in anger. It's a sign of great weakness of the mind. Someone said something, someone did something, and you felt weak, and then you just burst out. Bursting out in anger is not a sign of strength at all. It is a sign of complete weakness of the mind. So, the more we control anger, the more we are stronger. Anger is as bad as lust, it is said. In animal world, it is survival of the fittest is survival of the fittest is done through, is the law of existence. You exist because you are fit to survive. Through competition you have some gains and you do. But what in the spiritual world? Who will survive? Who is the fittest to survive? It is one who can love and sacrifice. That is the highest evolution in the spiritual world. So therefore, this hatred and anger and fear, if we could conquer, then it is the sign of strength of mind. So this needs to be taken care of. That's why it is said how to control hatred. It often comes. I do not like that person, I have hatred. So the best way to control hatred is, as the Ishopanishad said, if you can see yourself in that person, in all persons, and the self of all persons in yourself, then there will be no hatred at all. If we can have friendly attitude towards all, if we can treat all as your friends, if you can treat all as your person belonging to you, then there will be no hatred. Otherwise, hatred may come when there are two. There is fear, there is hatred, there is every chance of that. There may be love now, there may be hatred after two days. We do not know. So the feeling of unity, feeling of oneness is the only way to conquer this hatred. That's what the Ishopanishad said. Now, how to be strong? How to be really strong? To conquer that, we need strength. And how to be strong? The best way to be strong is thinking yourself as the Atman, as the self, as the spirit. Look upon yourself as a spiritual being. Assert yourself as divine, ever pure, eternal self, the Atman, and manifest its glory. Remember Swamiji's words, imbibe with spirit, what Swami Vivekananda said. Arise, awake from this hypnotism of weakness. None is really weak. The soul is infinite, omnipotent, omniscient. Stand up, assert yourself, proclaim the God within you. Teach yourself, teach everyone their real nature. Call upon the sleeping soul and see how it awakes. Power will come, glory will come, goodness will come, purity will come, and everything that is excellent will come when this sleeping soul is roused to self-conscious activity. Always thinking ourselves as that self, that Atman, that spirit which empowers this body and mind, which makes these muscles work and nerves function. That power is my real self. And how can I be weak? That's why Swami Vivekananda used to say to his brother disciples, you think we are weak people, few just started a new monastic system, monastic brotherhood? We are the servants of Sri Ramakrishna, another way. Asserting yourself as belonging to some great power, as heir to great power. We are the servants of Sri Ramakrishna. As Sri Ramakrishna servants, we can unhinge the universe. Kurmas taraka charvanam tribhuvanam utparayami vala kimbhona vijanasi asman Ramakrishna dasavayam. Don't you know we are the servants of Sri Ramakrishna? We can chew the stars and planets. We can unhinge the universe. That much power we have. We are omnipotent. Because we are the servants of Sri Ramakrishna. We have the power to make the whole universe as my own. I can conquer all my weaknesses all my sinful thoughts, all my dirt in my mind, because I am the Atman, ever pure, ever free, omnipotent that. Swami Vivekananda, some other wonderful quotes on strength. Anything that is secret and mysterious in the systems of yoga should be at once rejected. The best guide in life is strength. In religion, as in all other matters, discard everything that we consume. Have nothing to do with it. Be strong. Don't talk of ghosts and devils. We are the living devils. The sign of life is strength and growth. The sign of death is weakness. Whatever is weak, avoid. It is death. If it is strength, go down into hell and get hold of it. There is salvation only for the brave. Brave, bold men, these are what we want. What we want is vigor in blood, strength in the nerves, iron muscles and nerves of steel, not softening, namby-pamby ideas. Avoid all these. Avoid all mystery. Feel like Christ and you will be a Christ. Feel like Buddha and you will be a Buddha. It is feeling that is the life, the strength, the vitality, without which no amount of intellectual activity can reach God. God is not to be reached by the weak. Never be weak. You have infinite strength within you. How else will you conquer anything? How else will you come to God? If you want to be great materially, believe that you are so. I may be a little bubble, and you may be a wave mountain high, but know that for both of us, the infinite ocean is the background. The infinite Brahman is our magazine of power and strength, and we can draw as much as we like, both of us. I the bubble, and you the mountain high wave. Believe therefore in yourselves. Infinite strength is religion and God. Please everybody without becoming a hypocrite and without being a coward. Hold on to your own ideas with strength and purity, and whatever obstructions may now be in your way, the world is bound to listen to you in the long run. He says to his disciples whom he set to work. Few people, new ideas, the world didn't hear of that in an enslaved country. How he's inspiring the strength into the people. That was Swami Vivekananda. He said that I am not writing this. This I am just an instrument. Is coming from high on. And these are words of inspiration. Let others read this. They will also be inspired by reading this. So Vivekananda was so much aware of the power of his words, or the words that came through him. Say, Swami Vivekananda says, say, this misery that I am suffering is of my own doing, and that very thing proves that it will have to be undone by me alone. That which I created, I can demolish. That which is created by someone else, I shall never be able to destroy. Therefore, stand up, be bold, be strong, take the whole responsibility on your own shoulders, and know that you are the creators of your own destiny. All the strength and succor you want is within ourselves. Stand up, be bold, be strong, take the whole responsibility on your own succor. You want it within yourself, therefore make your own future. Strength is in goodness, in purity. Strength is life, weakness is death. Strength is felicity, life eternal, immortal. Weakness is constant strain and misery. Weakness is death. Strength is the medicine for the world's disease. Strength is the medicine which the poor must have when tyrannized over by the rich. Strength is the medicine that the ignorant must have when oppressed by the learned. And it is the medicine that sinners must have when tyrannized over by other sinners. And nothing gives us such strength as this idea of monism. Nothing makes us so moral as this idea of monism. I am one with Brahman. That idea. Strength is the sign of vigor, the sign of life, the sign of hope, the sign of health, and the sign of everything that is good. As long as the body lives, there must be strength in the body, strength in the mind, strength in the hand. Strength, it is that we want so much in this life. For what we call sin and sorrow have all one cause, and that is our weakness. The difference between weakness and strength is one of degree. The difference between virtue and vice is one of degree. The difference between heaven and hell is one of degree. The difference between life and death is one of degree. All differences in this world are of degree and not of kind, because oneness is the secret of everything. The highest manifestation of strength is to keep ourselves calm and on our own feet. That is the sign of strength, when we are not ruffled by the surroundings and happenings of the world. To conquer our weaknesses, so we need to acknowledge and recognize what are our weak points and analyze the doubts that we find in our life, the fear that we find in life. And we should identify the source of the fear and doubt. And if there is a pattern on this, then it will be very easy to control those things and then anticipate the challenges that will come when we try to remove, for example, the fear of ghost or fear of death, anything like that. Why am I afraid of death? So when we analyze this and we plan this, then we understand that, it is because of ignorance. Everybody dies, every body dies. It's not that everybody dies, but every body dies. So this body will also die. So no fear of death of the body. But what matters? Body dies, but I don't die. The self doesn't die. So that type of thought gives us strength. Swami Vivekananda always used to say about this strength. You want to be spiritual? You want to worship God? You have to struggle and fight and be strong. Puja, what is puja? What is worship? What is spiritual practice? Sangram apar. It's infinite struggle. And in that struggle, you may not be always victorious. You may sometimes fail. Sodapo Raja, if you are ever, always you are defeated, be not afraid. But try to make your heart the cremation ground. Heart making cremation ground. You are a worshipper of Divine Mother. You want Divine Mother to manifest. And Divine Mother represents fearlessness. What is Mother Kali? The epitome of strength and fearlessness. And what to make here the cremation ground? Pulverize all your Churna hope, Sartha Sadhaman. Pulverize, burn your selfishness and petty desires and desire to become famous, to have name and fame. All those petty things you just pulverize, ground it to powder and just burn it and make your heart a cremation ground. Churna ho sartha sadhaman. When this all is gone, Mother will dance there in your heart. That is, God will be revealed in your heart. And the God, the strength, the spirituality that you have gained, so by the power of your struggle to attain the higher attitudes of spirituality, then you manifest that spirituality, which comes as peace and love that radiates through you always. But for that, the price is spiritual practice, always struggle, always trying to conquer ourselves, as the song was said in the beginning. If you can, before conquering others, conquer yourself. That's what Buddha also said. If one conquers 1,000 persons and another person conquers himself, all his weak things, that person who conquers himself is greater conqueror. So this is a challenge, it's a battle, it's a fight. The whole life is a struggle. And you see how this struggle, when you have that faith in yourself, and how this is manifested in some of the examples of strength of mind is shown through the practice of Guru Bhakti. Swami Nishayananda used to be, he was the disciple of Swami Vivekananda. He was in the Indian army, then he came out from the army and joined the order and became a disciple. But he was so devoted to Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda once said, go to the other shore of Ganga and bring the cow. He was bringing the cow in the boat, and somehow that cow jumped into the river. Now, because Swami Vivekananda had said to bring the cow, he also jumped into that river which was flowing very fast, and it was a flow tide, and he was carried, but he didn't leave the rope that was holding the cow. And he long miles below Belur he went there, and after a long time he came back. But he had no fear of death, because he knew that his Guru is always with him. This Guru Bhakti, what my Guru has said, I have to carry out that. That gives tremendous strength of the thing. How Swami Kalyananji went and established the ashram there in Kankal, we all know that. Swamiji said, go and start ashram. Guru has said, things will come. Today you see a big hospital there with all the struggles, no recognition, nothing. People haven't derided them as the monks. Bhangi sadhu hai, sweeper monks they are. But no mind, they were going on working because Guru has said. This Guru Bhakti gives a lot of strength. Swami Atmanandaji, so much faith in Guru's protection. At the last days, he was sleeping, he was not able to move. Brahmachari serving thought, oh, this Swami was so strong in his earlier time. Now he has grown so weak that he cannot even turn on the bed unless we do it. Suddenly, Atmanandaji felt that thought, and he said, you mean that you are serving me and you are taking my care? This moment, to take my bed and put me along with the bed on the road, on the crossing of the road, my Guru will take care of me. Swami Vivekananda will take care of me. That much faith in Guru gives that much strength even to the person who was so sickly he cannot turn. But see the strength of the mind of this person, which is based on faith in Guru and Guru Bhakti. So this faith in God, faith in Guru, these are very strength-giving things from which the strength comes. And practice of assertion of our true self and faith and prayer in God. That will make us manifest the strength and by keeping our body fit and mind pure. That is and finally there will be the realization of the self and the strong body and pure mind. Those are the fit grounds where the self is manifested, God is realized, and that's our goal.